control. Politicians and celebrities make deals behind closed doors, promises broken, and their income source. Hidden agendas run the grand parade. In the circus, choose a masquerade. Believe me, I wouldn't lie. I've been given money, power, and fame to keep you in line.
Welcome, everyone. And yes, I'm already eating. So we're gonna try to be the first live stream channel to go get monetized where the host just eats the entire time, because that is my goal in life now. All right. So I wanted to do a serious health podcast, and then I got bored of that. And I feel like this is more realistic. If you want like a serious, like, nerd podcast, and I do that sometimes, but like, it shouldn't just be that. Anyways, today we're going to be talking about the joys of doom scrolling. Everybody's dark delight when it's nighttime and you're getting ready to go to sleep, and you just grab your phone one last time and you just like mindlessly scroll, or when you're on the bathroom toilet and you're just like, let's take a few extra minutes me time, and you're just randomly scrolling. What's this? What's that? And they're not going to show you cat videos. You know what I mean? They're going to throw in some drama and, of course, trauma, because that's how they get you. That's how they get you addicted. That's how they put you into fear. And that's when we're easy to control, when we have a lot of fear. So today we're going to be looking at some of my doom scrolls, because let's share the trauma. And we're going to be talking about what doom scrolling is, how it happened, and what it's doing to us as a society. I think it affects the ladies more, but it definitely affects the guys too. So please don't be like, I'm better than that. I can look at negative things and be fine. No, you can't. No, you can't. Also, Damon is out breaking hips tonight, so he's not going to be with us. But maybe I can get Steve to come on a little bit later after he eats, because he has a thing about not wanting to eat on camera, which is so weird, don't you think? It's I don't know. Isn't that cringe? Like, just let everybody see you eat food with your mouth open. I mean, what is a big deal? What are they going to do to you? Anyways, so let's see. When did the doom scrolling? This is a trick of the camera lens. Grazie. It will be gone soon because I have food now. So I'm going to eat that. Fun fact, girls eat like pounds of lipsticks a year. And what are we going to do about it? I got the nasty non-toxic lipstick. So it's made out of beets, which I love to eat, but like beet juice is not delicious. Anyway, just smear that on. It's like a stain. Anyways, so let's see. So the birth of doom scrolling. This is kind of like, this is the traditional like Black Mirror. Like, what is the phone? The phone is your Black Mirror. This is, they also call it like a seer, like a seeing mirror or whatever that they would use. Like the witches and warlocks would use the Black Mirror to like conjure stuff or to look at stuff and see what people are doing. I don't know, whatever. So it's like a black magic thing. And we just use it all the time. We're using the little black magic, Black Mirrors all the time to see what's going on in the world. But sometimes it's a lie. A lot of times now it's actually a lie, or they have to make it so much more dramatic so that you actually watch it. Because if you knew the truth, you'd probably be like, that's kind of boring. And you might actually, I don't know, go outside, touch grass, make friends in the real world or something like that, or just talk to people one-on-one or something normal. But no, we get sucked in on it and we just waste our entire lives away. Anyways, so the whole word doom scrolling didn't really come around into the English language until 2020. right at the heart of the COVID pandemic, a time when everything felt like a horror movie, anyways. You are trapped like a rat in a cage. You're being told that if you touch or go near anyone, you'll off them or whatever it is. So you become paralyzed in fear like a little rat in a cage. And all you have is this little black mirror to scroll and see what's going on in the world. And they're going to tell you whatever they want to tell you. Remember, they told us so many lies, and we were just like, I guess we have to believe it. I guess we have to believe it. Like when you see war and when you see all this drama and stuff like that, you assume everything is real because you're like, why would they lie? But then when you understand that the key is always keep you in fear of other people, keep you in fear of, other countries and, this and that of everyone, just be scared, be scared. If they can get you to be scared all the time, then guess what? Now you are under their control because nobody appeals to authority more than the terrified, except for like the spectrum people. I think the spectrum people. The spectrum people are the ones who they just don't follow the rules, you guys. They're just going to be like, what are you talking about? I was watching this one clip of this guy who's talking about how I might have the clip, I just don't know where it is. He was talking about how if you're like kind of like on the extremes end of the spectrum, that you're more likely to question authority and you're more likely to see manipulation techniques. Right? So when you're seeing someone like, how there'll be girls on TikTok or Instagram or whatever, and they'll be crying about somebody lied to them, somebody cheated on them, somebody did something terrible to them. If you're kind of on the spectrum, you can tell if they're lying or not. It's really weird because somebody who actually is a victim of something like that, they don't go online and cry to the public for sympathy, right? Like if you're mad about something, like you might do that. Like do you know they have this chemical toxin in our food, whatever, that you'd go on the internet to yell because you need to get people's support so that you can get the word out and get that off of the shelves. But when you are trying to basically complain about something personal that happened to you that the outside world can give you nothing but sympathy, it is getting attention. So when you're on the spectrum, you kind of like see that from a mile away. You're like, why is this woman crying on the internet and saying that her ex did this and this and this and this to her? It looks like she's trying to build a case against him. She's trying to get her friends to not talk to him anymore. She's trying to get the school teachers to be meaner to him. She's trying to ostracize him. She's trying to ruin his reputation. She's trying to do, and guys do it too. Let's not hate on the ladies. Manipulated people are manipulative, right? It doesn't matter what gender, race, religion they are, because they are everywhere. They are insidious and they are everywhere. So just because somebody is complaining does not mean they're telling the truth. You have to be really careful. Yes, and playing the victim it's sadistically encouraged because what is up is down and what is down is up now, right? We live in the topsy-turvy world. What is up? I believe this too. You don't have to believe it, but I do. Oh, yes. And doom scrolling on the dating apps. Now, I never had to go on a dating app. Thank you, Lord. But I know I have seen girls on dating apps, and the amount of seconds you have to catch their attention, you got to be perfect. And remember, the human eye can sense like symmetry, whatever, like asymmetry, whatever, in seconds. They can sense like micro expressions. So like, like if, let's talk about the spectrum. If you're on the spectrum a little bit, sometimes you can have something called autism eyes. That's where like, you're just not, you don't know how to have the emotions outside that you have inside. It's like you're not a bad person or you're not doing anything bad, but you just have like kind of the blank stare. And the regular people, which I like to refer to as the people who are more easily brainwashed, because that's what they are, right? They will see something like that and they'll assume that you're a psychopath because they don't know the difference between someone who's on the spectrum and is perfectly fine and somebody who is the actual psychopath. So they just kind of lump them together because it's like, Other bad, other weird, throw them away. Have to protect myself. Yeah, so it is what it is. All right, so COVID happened, and that's when doom scrolling began. They called it doom scrolling or doom surfing, but you know what it is. It's doom. It's doom for a reason, because even when we first started noticing it happening, we knew it was doom. It was causing us doom. And we were chasing the refresh like addicts. And we'd cute cat video. I feel good. And then war or, something sad or something stressful or whatever. And they throw that in there. And then you'd feel so bad. So then you can't stop now on a bad thing. So now you have to keep scrolling until you find something good to erase and tamper down all the bad feelings that the depressing and whatever horrible stuff you just saw made you feel. That's how sick it is. So now you're like trying to chase a good feel. Like you felt fine before you started, right? And in the beginning you feel like, oh, this is interesting. Oh, this is cool conspiracies. I love that. That's exciting. Oh, I love someone who does a deep dive. That's fun. Oh, tell me more, right? We're into that. But then when you keep going, they pop something terrible, right? Like an animal eating a baby animal and it's crying and screaming, oh my gosh, or like war-torn countries. We don't even know if it's AI. We don't even know. Sometimes we actually know it's AI. Like we're like, this isn't real. But the body, the mind, the soul reacts like you've watched a horrible traumatic event. So even though you keep scrolling and you look for cat videos or dog videos or like, soldiers coming home to meeting their kids, whatever, to try to like tamper down the bad feelings, your body remembers. And all of that stress and weight and cortisol starts building up in our bodies. And then when we do go outside, we have all this cortisol. So then we see everybody else out there as a threat. You see dating women, all of them will be threats. You see men, all of them will be threats. You see kids, all of them will be threats. You see other people, anyone's in line in front of you. Now you have no more patience for anybody doing anything. And this is how they control us, because if they can get us to separate, if they can get us to be afraid of each other, to hate each other, to avoid each other, they win, bro. That's how when we are isolated, we are victims. Even if you don't think you're a victim, if you were isolated, now you're under their control, because they can feed into your mind whatever they want you to feel. And they have specific algorithms, and they can literally tune up and tune down how your body will feel. They can make you healthy and they can make you sick. They can make you happy and they can make you depressed, all because you're addicted to this little black mirror. So, doom scrolling was actually the word of the year from the Oxford English Dictionary of 2020. So doom scrolling became part of our lexicon and was officially in the dictionary by 2020. So let's see. Now the algorithms are so much more attuned. They can get biometric information from us. So now they don't just see micro expressions like you're depressed, you're this, you're that, whatever, like general stuff. Now they can tell you agree with it, you don't agree with it, you like this, you don't like this, you're turned on by this, you're not turned on by this. And then they can decide what to feed you more of, right? That's how it works. So, believe it or not, it kind of has some old roots. So, there's something called mean world syndrome from the 1970s, where people were experiencing like a lot of violence on television for the first time ever. And it had convinced everyone that the world was just a blood-soaked nightmare from hell. And it was like the worst thing, and that reality was terrible because people were watching terrible things on television for the first time ever in the 70s. So then they would go outside and there'd be flowers and butterflies, and their friends would be like, hey guys, how's it going? Let's go to a movie, or whatever the hell people did in the 70s. I don't know. And because you had seen so much stuff, you couldn't go and switch off and then become like friendly with people, right? So it's evolved a lot since just showing you, because people would just like turn it off, or some people would just eventually go like, let me just not watch the news. Let me watch a comedy show. Let me watch one of those daytime sitcoms or some garbage like that, like, easy, whatever. And if the topic is bad, you just don't click on it, right? That's what we used to do. But now, oh God, how do I get to this? Copy that. All right, let me show you this one. But now all the negativity is being fueled like Virginia ice cream trucks at midnight. Do you guys know about this story? The Virginia ice cream trucks at midnight is wild. So as of August 18th, a couple days ago, over 100 children have gone missing in Virginia, and rumors have been claiming that there's a creepy ice cream truck spotted at night collecting the kids. And on TikTok and some other places, there were people who were following ice cream trucks that looked suspicious. And then in one case, the girls were following the ice cream truck. It turned around, started following them, and they had to lose the ice cream truck because they got scared. One of them, the ice cream truck driver, confronted them. If you do background checks on ice cream truck drivers, you guys, you know what you're going to find. And I tell my kid this all the time. I always tell Minnie Cat, like, nobody wants to be around kids. No offense to you. I love you because you're mine. But no stranger wants to be around kids. So if somebody is like, instead of doing a food truck, I'm going to do an ice cream truck. That's very specific to target children. The little music and stuff, and you just go running over there. That's very specific. The type of person that does that, usually you know what they're going to be into. So yeah, I can see traffickers using that too. That's a great way. If you're a trafficker, you're just trying to, your whole MO is like, let me find an easy, dumb target. You play that music, you run around neighborhoods and see the kids whose parents just kicked them out and don't care about them, and you just start picking them up. This is how it goes. Oh, I didn't show you the article. Here it is. So anyways, so this is what is going on in the world. So look at all these kids. These kids all look like they'd go up to an ice cream truck at midnight. Scary stuff. Talk to your kids, guys. Talk to your friends' kids. Anytime you see a kid, just be like, stay away from ice cream trucks. Have your parents back. Besides, it's all chemicals anyways. You guys really want to eat that stuff? Just make your own ice cream. It's not that hard. It's cream, milk, and sugar? Eggs maybe? I don't know. It's not a big deal. So stop with the ice cream trucks. Anyways, let's see some doom scrolls, shall we? These are some of my curated doom scrolls. I don't know if that's true, but hey, at this point, anything's possible. No, they're not all unattractive. They're kids. I mean, don't you remember being a kid? A snot-nosed little bugger. We were not. Don't even look me up when I was a kid. That was just a nightmare. Yeah, this is true. Clowns. And we already talked about clowns supposedly look like the Nephilim giants with the red curly hair and the big feet, because they're giants, obviously. That's a theory. Everything is speculation. All right. So let's see. It did not show. Okay, here we go.
What's up, America? You guys are going to love this bullshit. So everybody knows BlackRock, right? The company BlackRock that's fucking everybody in America. They're going to be buying utility companies now. That's right, utility companies. They've already purchased an electric company up in Minnesota. fuck you. They have plans to invest hundreds of billions of dollars into the utility market here in the United States so you can watch your electricity and gas bills go up to nosebleed levels. So let's take a look at this bullshit and what BlackRock is going to be fucking us for now. Because you will be seeing double the prices for utilities coming up, even on top of what you've seen so far, because these fuckbags are going to make sure that happens. So BlackRock is proposing a $6.2 billion acquisition of Alite Incorporated, the parent company of Minnesota Power, which is a regulated utility electric company serving 150,000 people. That's where it begins. Oh, but there's more. BlackRock acquired GIP, which is the global infrastructure partner, which manages $100 billion of American infrastructure assets, including energy and utility-related investments. That $100 billion that BlackRock just spent is part of a larger $170 billion asset management acquisition, specifically for electric companies throughout the United States. And guess what they're championing by doing this? That's right, renewable energy for your electric grid. That's right, renewable energy only. Yeah. On top of that, BlackRock is putting money into AI systems to run these plants through AI means as well. So let's take a look at what the head of BlackRock said about companies that they acquire. Let's take a look together as a family. Now, remember, BlackRock owns most companies in America, or at least controls them. So let's take a look. Behaviors are going to have to change. We're asking companies to force behaviors. At BlackRock, we are forcing behaviors. If you don't force behaviors, whether it's gender or race, you're going to be impacted, says Larry Fink, CEO of BlackRock. And they basically own every company in America that's a major corporation. And if you want to know why everything's gone woke, that's because the head of BlackRock says if you don't, you'll be negatively impacted. So the CEO of BlackRock is saying that the behavior of people here in America need to be forced into changing to be woke, basically. And that same conglomerate is buying your utility companies now. And guess what? They're going to make everything green, renewable energy. And guess what's going to happen to your bill? You're going to be banged out financially, taking back shots for the rest of your life. That's what it is. Have fun. Fuck BlackRock. These pieces of shit need to be destroyed.
Wow. Another beautiful doom scroll, if I may say so myself. So, infinite scrolling. When do you guys think that happened? So, infinite scrolling, aka endless scrolling, that happened around 2019. And Azra Raskin, who claimed to have invented the infinite scrolling technique, he expressed regret at the invention, saying that he did not foresee the consequences and describing it as one of the first products designed to not simply help a user, but to deliberately keep them online as long as possible. Right? So Azra, maybe you should repent. I'm just kidding. So yeah. I mean, you guys, it is what it is. The genie's been let out of the box, and now we have infinite scrolling, infinite terror. Now let's see another doom scroll. Let's see what this one is.
In-N-Out just finally disclosed what's in its food, and all I gotta say is, I always feel like somebody's watching me. RFK is, he's fucking watching you. Let's take a check. Let's look at what's in there. By the way, I got this post from the Food Babe. She's a great creator. You should follow her. Enriched wheat flour. No. Soybean oil. Preservative. Citric acid. There's canola oil in the ground beef. I don't know what sodium hexametaphosphate or tetrasodium phosphorate is, but or soybean oil. Okay, surely the fries will be okay. They're dressed all 1950s. It's an old school spot, right? Surely they'll use tallow. Not sunflower oil. Not dimethyl foaming reducer. Canola oil. Okay, it's gonna be fine. You can just get ice cream at In-N-Out. Let's just get ice cream at In-N-Out, okay? Ice cream is just cream, sugar, and or honey, and sometimes egg, right? They can't mess this up. In-N-Out. Change your shit, okay? Because this is all of us right now.
The terror of RFK Jr. And the next one is just cute because, you know, you gotta have a second of reprieve from the doom scroll. Beautiful. Okay, that one's like a health thing. It's kind of boring. Okay, this one is a conspiracy. Let's see what he has to say.
Someone from inside the club come out and confirm that everything we're thinking is absolutely correct.
I think the problem that we've had is that we've...
Okay, guys, he's very low. I can't make the volume go up. And when the other guy talks, it gets so much louder. I don't know if it's just for me, but do the best you can to try to hear it. And you can just read the text.
Yeah, we have... People decided they didn't really want to work so much anymore through COVID, and that has had a massive issue on productivity. You know, tradies have definitely pulled back on productivity. You know, they have been paid a lot to do not too much in the last few years, and we need to see that change. We need to see unemployment rise. Unemployment has to jump 40-50%, in my view. We need to see pain in the economy. We need to remind people that they work for the employer, not the other way around. I mean, there's been a systematic change where employees feel the employer is extremely lucky to have them, as opposed to the other way around. So it's a dynamic that has to change. We've got to kill that attitude, and that has to come through hurting the economy, which is what the whole global, you know, the world is trying to do. The governments around the world are trying to increase unemployment.
Is that not the conspiracy that we've all been talking about? Governments around the world actively trying to increase unemployment along and find...
Okay, I don't know if you guys heard that or you got that. Basically, the elites call us wages.
Anyone from inside the club come out.
Anyone that has to work for a living would be like a wagey. So if you are not independently like wealthy, if you don't have like, I don't know, millions of dollars in the bank that you're just living off interest or property, whatever, then you'd be qualified as a wagey. So they're basically saying that we have gotten, as wagey class, we have gotten too complacent, expecting like a good work-life balance, and that we're not working as hard as we should be working for them because they're the ones who are giving us life or something. I don't know, the ability to do anything. So they're mad that for the last couple of years, they have been paying a lot for our services, but not getting as much as they used to get out of us. So according to this guy, it's all been a plan all along to stress out the economy worldwide so that the people are punished, basically, and that unemployment skyrockets so that the working class, which is anyone who has to work for money and to live, gets unemployed and suffers. So then they will come back with their tail between their legs and work really hard, 90, 100-hour weeks, stressing out, and then basically be a really good slave for them. That's what they're saying. This is literally like saying the quiet part out loud. So guys, this has been planned. This is strategery. Allegedly, blah, 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 blah. Don't sue me. So allegedly this has been planned for some time because they're getting pissed off. Like people are, how dare we tell our overlords that we want to have a good work-life balance? How dare we demand health care and health? How dare we demand, I don't know, a not so stressful life, work environment, and a good life? How dare we make these demands? Because if you're not the elite class that doesn't have to work, doesn't have to have a job or a career, then you should just be a happy slave and just work yourself to the bones, die early because, you know, you're going to be so stressed out from working so much and no fun. And then just, you know, like in the old times, people were so stressed out and they would be stressed all the time. They wouldn't complain because they'd be so scared of losing their job. And then they would go home and booze and beat up everybody and scream and yell at their kids, at each other. Everybody was angry and pissed off. Like you could see this, especially like there's a lot of flowery memories about like the 50s and the 60s and stuff like that. But the reality is that a lot of people were just stressed out at work. There was a period of time for the boomers where they had like easy money. They could just get a nice cushy desk job and make enough to feed their family, or sometimes two if you were a lucky boomer. Maybe three if you were a really lucky boomer. You could have 3 separate families, 3 separate mortgages. But those days are over. And that was just a brief blip in history, right? The majority of time, we have just been slaves, and slaves do what slaves do. They work hard, they die early, they get sick, they have diseases of stress. It is what it is. Now, women used to be more insulated from this. The men weren't. The men would like face the brunt of the system, the wagey system, right? But when they're like, I think we need to get the women out here because we need to get more out of these people. And they also, I told you guys before, they've done studies, I think it was in Japan, that if you make people work 4 hours per week, they're more productive and they do more for you, but they don't get depressed. And if they're not depressed, they won't pay enough money for the things they do outside of work. They also don't become addicted to things. You only work 4 hours a week. You don't get as stressed. So you don't become addicted to stuff. You don't do drugs and alcohol. You don't do corn addiction. You don't do any of these things if you're only working 4 hours a week and you're making a good wage and you can afford a family. But they said, no, we can't make the slaves happy because they don't spend enough money on bull crap on the weekend. So you're not gonna doom scroll on Amazon and buy stuff to replace the emptiness you feel because you have no free time when you're a wagey, right? That's a real root of the problem is you don't have any free time when you're a wagey. Your job is just to be a slave for them. Now, what is the difference between a slave like we think of that can't leave, you know, whatever, and they just have to do whatever the master? What is the difference between that and what we are now? We get to live a little bit further away, but it has to be close to our job, right? Or then we suffer. So if we want to live away from our employer, now our employer does not have to provide you a place to stay and they don't have to provide you food. Now, instead of like them doing all of that and you live on their property, they don't have to do that stuff. They just give you a little bit of money. And then you get to run around driving from here to there. And commute started like, you know, small town, small businesses. And then once you got to mega corporation businesses, now you got to go to downtown and you can't afford to live downtown and you can't really have a family there because it's small apartments. So then you got to go further and further and further away because population size, like how many kids you have, is directly correlated with how many extra bedrooms you can afford. It's not correlated to the promiscuity of the women, the promiscuity of the men, the wages. It's not correlated to any of these things. It's only correlated to how many extra bedrooms you have. And if you think they don't know that, they have known that for centuries. You know that rat paradise study that they keep referencing? They keep trying to say, but we give the slaves everything and then they devolve into these disgusting creatures. It's just their nature. That's not true because no freaking mouse will be in. They say like there's like a, I don't know, this many feet by this many feet, basically an apartment size dwelling spot for each rat, saying like that's enough space for y'all. There's no nature. There's no actual real life rat existence. It is just an artificial, like a concrete jungle like we live in. There's nothing real about this. There's nothing tangible. There's no nature. There's no community. There's nothing. You're in panic because you are a rat in a cage. That's what we are. And we have to be close to our employers, because if we don't, then we can't get the money. And if without the money, then we can't get the house someday. And without the house, we can't afford the extra bedrooms. So you can't have more kids. It's a terrible cycle. Anyways, let's talk about the psychological and mental effects of doom scrolling. So our brains are, of course, wired for negative biases. It's evolutionary because when you're a caveman, you need to spot tigers, not pretty little tulips. You need to spot danger, not benign, neutral, or happy things. That's why it's really hard to be happy unless everything's kind of going well. You have to have like peak emotions sometimes. Anyways, your amygdala lights up again. We mentioned this. And it triggers your fight or flight response from just watching, because your brain has no idea the difference between watching something negative and horrible and you experiencing something negative, horrible. It's the same thing. So be careful what you watch, because it actually can traumatize you. In the past, in order for like demonic presences to traumatize you, they had to physically do something to you. Now, you just have to pick up your Black Mirror and watch it yourself and do it to yourself. That's where we're at. And studies show that when you doom scroll, it releases existential anxiety. So this is like staring into the abyss, right? In Iran, and yes, studies were done in Iran and the US. In both countries, they found that doom scrollers, so people who go on internet a lot, whatever, reported higher pessimism about human nature. Misanthropy, they hated people. The more like they see parades of frauds, people trying to like sell you snake oil online, because that happens a lot on the internet. Shootings, scandals. It's like practicing generalized anxiety disorder on steroids on yourself. So like when you go on the internet and you see negative stuff and you even look at it, whether or not you're engaging with it, you're basically giving yourself generalized anxiety disorder. It's like a even more intense one. And it rewires your brain to seek out gloom and doom. And it shrinks your attention span. So it creates faster burnout long term. All right. Mentally, it gives you the blues, increased depression, increased fear, increased isolation. Because if you're at war and outside, you're like, everything is doom and gloom. Like if I go on a date, I'm going to catch a case. If I see a man, he's going to mansplain. I don't know, whatever whatever the fears are, right? So I can't go outside. So then you isolate to protect yourself like you're at war. And then you start to develop OCD symptoms. And one study linked all this to something called popcorn brain. That's overstimulated neurons popping actually like kernels in a microwave in your brain. This is happening. And if you happen to have pre-existing issues, anxiety, depression, blah, 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 it's increasing it ever so more. So this amplifies panic attacks, turns your mild common worries into full-blown terrors. And it's tied to personality traits like high neuroticism, social media addiction. Plus FOMO, fear of missing out, which is like an actual thing that people feel. It's not just something fun you say. It makes you scroll because you might miss the next apocalypse alert, the next pandemic alert, the next terror, the next right taken away, if you're liberal, the next, I don't know, whatever horrible thing you follow. The next law against men, the next law restricting female rights, whatever your doom is in your head. And physically, it's not a joke either, because it can actually cause headaches, throbbing, muscle tension, coiling like snakes in the neck, and pain from hunching over to look at your device, especially when you're on the toilet. Don't do that. The other one is when you're scrolling on the phone at night, and I do that. That's why I have neck problems. I don't do that. So It can give you hunchback, neck, shoulder, back pains, head pains, neck pains, everything, right? You can, over time, develop a loss of appetite, insomnia, spikes your blood pressure. Let's see what else. Oh, the blue light. We don't even want to go into the blue light. So make sure you turn all your devices red, because that's very important. That's why I always have red light to kind of counteract the light, because I want you guys to see me, but I also don't want to have too much blue light on me. So anyways, a 2024 study said that 1/3 of Americans are doom scrolling victims. But for Gen Z and beyond, that it goes up to 53%. 53% of Gen Z has this addiction, doom scrolling. And let's see. If you watch 3 minutes, just 3 minutes, they did a study on this, okay? 3 minutes of a negative news or negative doom scrolling, and you can't control what pops up, okay? We all know. We all try to control the algorithm. I try to do just fun conspiracies. That's what I want to do. I just want to see fun conspiracies. Are there aliens? Are these people really demons? Are they really lizard people? Like, that's the fun stuff I want. And cat videos, lizard people, aliens or demons. That's what I want to see, okay? Maybe like some healing frequencies or something crazy, right? But you know they're going to throw in some horror, some mass horror to freak you out, some law that they're going to lie about. Every time like I see this law pop up, oh, this law is coming and it's going to take your right for this away. Like your right to drink water, your right to drink, to breathe air. And then I start freaking out. And then I show it to my husband and he looks it up and he's like, this is a lie. This is not true. This did not pass. They tried, but they failed. So stop worrying about it. And I'm like, okay. But then every now and then, something that you actually have to know comes up and you can make a difference. Just like when they said that we're going to get rid of the natural desiccated thyroid, which a lot of people with thyroid problems, that's the only medication that keeps them alive, myself included. And if they were going to take that off the shelves and say, no, you have to use the synthetic versions, which do not work, by the way, the synthetic crap versions, then, hey, then you get sick, right? So now, since we knew about that, now I'm like, well, I have to watch it because I knew about it. I was able to share it with friends and family, and we were able to stop them from taking it off the market. And now I will survive. So now your brain is like, well, I just stopped myself from utter demise. So now I have to keep doing it, because what if they try to do it again? So now you are wrapped up in it again. And that's how they get you. Anyways, just 3 minutes of negative news. You're 27% more likely to have a rotten day 6 to 8 hours later, per a study. And half of Americans in 2013 felt the fear of missing out, which rise to 67%. But now we're comparing Americans to Italians. 67% in Italy in 2017, and now let's compare that with 59% to Polish teens in 2021. And then a recent review, 2023, of 1,200 adults tied it to a worse well-being, while another 2024 study found it boosts existential anxiety in folks. Women and trauma survivors apparently hit the hardest, as violent news triggers anything that happened to them in the past to be relived over and over. And we all know that rumination and reliving a trauma in your past actually makes you sicker, right? So when you go to talk therapy and you talk about it, and look, I was studying to be a therapist. I thought like this could help people. I asked too many questions and they, didn't like me too much. But anyways, so I digress. Talk therapy, rumination actually makes you sicker and worser. So that's just how it is. The only good part of psychology is cognitive behavioral psychology. This is the behavior. When I see this, I get a trigger from my past. So then I do this behavior to override that trigger. And then over time, there's an extinction burst and then it's completely extinct and I no longer have that response. That's cognitive behavioral psychology. Talk therapy or psychotherapy that's rumination. And we already discussed what rumination does to you and the brain. So why do we do it? Why are we so hooked on it? Well, first it starts with you're bored, you're curious, you like novelty, you kind of crave to look at what the new threat is. It's kind of fun. And it's evolution's gift to you to keep you alive that's actually backfiring in a modern world with a very strategically used technology to keep us scared and afraid, basically. Like, what if you miss the end of the world? I mean, when you level out of, your consciousness and you just kind of look at yourself from beyond and you look down at yourself, you realize you are such a small, insignificant nothing that if you keep looking at this stuff, you're just going to make yourself sick. And there's very little you can do personally about anything. But in your own reality, in your own surroundings, you can make a big difference to your community and to your family and to your friends. And that's where we should really be focused on. But instead, we get trapped. Are you coming? Stop. Anyways, let's see another Doom. What is this one?
North Korea figured out a way to extend our human lifespan up to 200 years. How did they do this? North Korea was trying to figure out a way how to reduce the gray in men's hair and decided to take a cell of a clam, which has the longest lifespan of any living organism, and put it into a mouse for trials. When they did this, that mouse lived twice as long as any other mouse, interestingly enough. So they decided, well, hey, let's do this on human trials. Let's see if it works. So the production of this product will happen in 2030, and we'll be able to purchase it for $12,000. And you're not going to find this on Google. This was on Yandex, which is Russia's Google version, basically. So is this worth it to you? Is it worth it to spend $12,000 to live up to 200 years in good health? Or is this just another ploy by North Korea? Don't know, but it is interesting. What do you think? Would you want to live that long? Put your comment in the comments section if you want to live like a vampire. Latin Universal. Peace.
All right, I know you didn't hear that, but basically, I think it was Korea just came out with, they can't see you.
I've seen it.
Okay, wait.
She has shown me before.
So you know about Korea trying to extend the lifespan of people
Yes.
to like 200 or something like that because of clams or something. Clam DNA. The comments all say, but we don't want to do that. I can't afford to live that long. It's like they said it was $12,000. Would you give $12,000 to live to 200?
I don't want to live to I don't want to live to 200. But I could get it and then walk in front of a school bus.
What are you talking about?
At the age of 150. I could do that. Can you imagine? I'm dehydrated. They didn't say the quality of life of 200. It could be you're in bed the entire time, but you're not dying. Is this what's going on? We don't know what your quality of life is like. It's possible that you're a corpse for 200
Okay,
years.
let's say because they were trying to find something to reduce gray hair, which
yeah, I've
you could use.
Pointing it out since I was 16. I've had hairs of gray coming out of my head.
Hairs of gray.
Yeah.
Anyways, so yeah, my first reaction was, ugh, that sounds awful. Like, if you can't be rich, why would you want to be here?
Well, whoa. What? Wait. Technically, if you were to live for a very long time,
Mhm.
you could acquire.
No, you can't.
Yeah. Oh, no. You could possibly acquire a greater amount of wealth. Yes.
I think that's like insane.
No, it's not.
It's because inflation keeps.
No.
You
if
have
you're-
to buy hard assets. We're beyond the point where you could get like multiple hard assets.
I've got a hard asset
You
that I've invested in. You like it, right? The hard asset. Anyway, the house.
sure.
Yeah. No, but technically, so let's say you're in your 20s and you invest $20 a month. By the time you're in your 60s,
We don't have $20 a
but
month.
if we were living to 200 and we did, well, we do. We have way over 20. Anyway,
Okay, then why don't you do that?
I am doing that.
I feel like it's never.
You just
enough.
don't notice. It's
Oh.
fine. You don't talk about it. You don't know about it. Not supposed to know about it. Anyway,
Mhm.
by the time you reach 150, you're easily well over millionaire.
Can you answer us, Imperious?
Have you made a workout plan for the fat wings? Well, what I do is surreptitiously massage them.
What the heck are you talking about?
Yeah, every time you grab an arm, each time it breaks down a little bit more fat until it's more toned. So that's the plan. We do it surreptitiously. Thank you for outing me on that, Imperious.
You don't massage my arms. What are you talking about?
Exactly. She doesn't even know. She doesn't even know. It's
Wow.
not even in her radar. But you outed me, and thank you for that, Imperious.
Jesus.
It's called tricep dips. It's like go under the fence, look at the neighbor, come back, go under the fence, look at the neighbor, come back.
Oh God. Anyways, okay, let's see another tiki-talkie. Okay, that's better. I like this guy. He does a lot of doom scroll content.
Another former Bush official came out talking about the $21 trillion underground city, but what he had to say was a little bit more eerie. He said that everybody there, of course, had to sign NDAs, and they also had to sign a separate paper talking about if they did say anything, they agreed to. Oh, goody. He said that he worked on a special project there, which was actually odd to him because in this underground city, he had to build a bunker under that. Oh. He said that not only did the underground city have med beds, but he also had to put some in the underground bunker he built under the city there. He said there's a grave site down there for the people that misspoke and talked about the city. Oh, good. He also said they gathered people around to watch people get buried as they told them this is what'll happen to you if you say anything.
Do you believe it?
I'm not allowed to say anything.
Allegedly, do you believe it?
It's entirely within the realm of possibility.
We believe it. All right. So remember, I was listening to this. Were you there about like how the pyramids were built and why they were built? Did they tell you?
Physically, yes.
Were you with me or was I telling you?
Both.
Okay. So the pyramids, in ancient Egypt, they used to bury people with their valuables to, like, I guess, give to go to heaven or whatever the hell, or because they thought you would keep them in the afterlife. You were buried with them. But the people who would help you bury it always ended up going back to the burial site, stealing it, taking it from themselves. And then the family started building, like, I guess mausoleums or whatever, like around the person. And then they would just break into that and go and steal the stuff anyways. So then they made like a mausoleum, and then they made like a tunnel that goes down, and they would hide the body and the stuff there. And then they figured that out. So then they just kept, like, outsmarting the robbers until finally they had like tunnels going in every which way, fake tunnels, trap doors, blah blah blah, and that ultimately became like the pyramids. It's one of the theories, the pyramids, because if you went straight down, if they just built it underneath it, then you could get it if you're a robber. But like if you made these passageways and hidden tunnels and hidden stuff, then you couldn't steal the stuff, so the person could go to the afterlife and get the stuff.
So I'm waiting for the aliens.
So basically, that's how they're building their tunnel so that we can't get to them. That's what I'm saying. With trapdoors, false rooms and whatever, and hidden and blah, blah, blah. That's literally how they're making them.
I'll still get them.
Oh, that's so nice.
Oh, it'd be hilarious if there was an earthquake and all of them.
But don't they, I mean, if you're smart.
Of course they're looking for that.
You would build it in a place where there's no earthquakes.
But let's say they're thinking, oh, it's not a fault, but it hasn't moved in a long time. Or what if they said, the workers are like, okay, this is fine, but really it's not. Who are they trusting?
Okay. Let's see this one.
Did you know beer wasn't always full of feminizing compounds? Before the 1100s, it was brewed with wild herbs, not hops. And definitely not glyphosate sprayed crops bottled in BPA-lined cans. It was called Gruit, made with herbs like yarrow, mugwort, juniper, and heather. Plants that supported the body, sharpened the senses, maybe even fired up the male spirit. It was brewed by women, shared in rituals. Beer was alive, intimate, powerful. Then came the 1100s. The church and the crown wanted control, so they taxed the herbs and pushed hops instead. Why? Longer shelf life, easier to regulate, and some historians argue it was deliberate, a way to suppress male vitality, to sedate the fire, because unlike those wild herbs, hops are estrogenic. They soften the edge, dull the mood, tilt the balance. Gruit disappeared. So did the herbal knowledge, so did the women who brewed it, and beer, it became what it is now. Hormone warping, mass-produced, and profit-packaged. So no, beer wasn't always making men soft. It once gave them strength. Maybe it's time we bring that back. Did you know?
Yes, grew it.
Do you know how to make that stuff?
Wasn't always full of feminizing
it's how I grew it. Grew it, it grows. It's strong. It's stiff. Grew it.
Okay.
No? Okay.
All right.
I can make it. Anyone can make it. If they could make it at that time, I can make it.
What is this trauma?
A stroma?
Trauma.
Trauma? What's a trauma?
Yeah. Okay, let's see this one.
We're about to experience a trauma by viewing this video.
More than 3 times as many Europeans die of heat stroke than Americans do of gun violence. And you guys think you don't have to drink water. Oh, you Americans with your air conditioning, and it's not that bad. More than 3 times as many of you fuckers die from the heat at a latitude equivalent to Canada
Yep.
than we do from guns. And we don't hear the end of it from you freaks.
Yeah, and even hotels in certain areas will not turn on their AC until it gets to, what is it, June or something, and then stops at I don't know what month, but they won't turn on their AC. You can request it, but they will not turn it on. If they're having a heat wave, no, not being turned on. Hotel.
Tell us about your trauma. Which hotel? Name names.
No, I don't.
You don't remember?
I didn't know that was happening, but I didn't know. I was in a country in which we did not have AC, so it did not even like phase me. It wasn't on my radar until I was softened by the American AC industry, which is a cult meant to cool us.
Okay.
Make it soft.
Side out, that might single-handedly fix the American economy. And this is not an exaggeration, because it just might solve the seemingly never-ending job search crisis that so many people are going through, especially young new graduates, where the more time passes, the more it seems like the system is rigged against them. And it is, but this website undoes the damage. I'm hoping that by the end of this video, I would have convinced you to spread the word about this website. This is jobs.now, and it is not a typical job search website, because you will not find the jobs listed on here anywhere else, because these companies don't want them listed anywhere else. In fact, they don't want this website to exist, period, because these are the job postings that companies put out when they're searching for H-1B candidates. Now, the law states that companies can only hire H-1Bs if they cannot find a qualified American citizen as a candidate. So companies make these listings really hard, almost impossible to find, so that they could do the bare minimum to comply with U.S. law. This is Goldman Sachs, by the way. But the good people at jobs.now are doing all of the dirty work by scouring these hidden job listings and making them available to you, the American citizen. You were not meant to see this, but now you can. You will not find these on LinkedIn. You will not find these on Indeed, because these job listings were not meant to be found. Oh, and these are all fully remote roles, by the way. Remember when people said that remote work was disappearing? Apparently not. But if you're seeing this and you're an American citizen desperately looking for work, visit this website. And if you like your job, just spread the good word. Help your fellow Americans out. Help them level this unfair playing field. I hope I did enough to convince you and to help spread the word. Later, fam. There's a new website out that might single-handedly...
She can't stop it.
I can't stop it. So anyways, isn't that sick?
Well, if the word were legs, I would spread them.
Okay, stop. So the previous video that I had played, I don't know if you were here, where the guy was basically talking about how the working class has gotten complacent. They're demanding too much, good living conditions, good working conditions, blah, 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 and that they're not working as hard as the elites want them to do. So they're doing like a worldwide reset for the economy. They want at least 50% unemployment rates to make the labor class punished, and then the ones who do get chosen will have to work 10 times harder to keep their job. So that's what they're saying. They say the quiet part out loud. Anyways, so knowing that, we should be looking into these jobs and demanding that Americans and whatever get them, because they're doing this on purpose to all of us. There's plenty of remote jobs that are super cool and not stressful. You could do them while you're petting your cat.
Petting a cat?
Never mind.
Can you rephrase that?
Never mind.
Is there another way you can...
Petting your dog.
Petting your dog. Oh. Okay, petting your dog. What's the dog's name? Ruffles?
Stop. Anyways, now let's look at this. This is another thing on my doom scrolling.
Who are you?
I don't know.
You're a wicked spirit, and how dare you attack her? Y'all always play the same game. No. I want to speak to the girl. Why am I hearing the year 1992? What is it about 1992? Is your parents here? I'm going to show you something. This is your daughter. When she walked up here, a year came into my heart. I saw the year 1992. I called you up because I want you to think about something. You were together in 1992, right?
Married in 92.
You were married in 92. Okay. You've been suffering. You've been under struggles. You've been angry for no reason. In 1992, I want you to think about what you may have said in a moment about having a child when you were first married.
We were expecting our first child as a man.
Okay, you were expecting a boy in 1992.
Yeah.
You thought you were going to have a boy, but you had a girl. What we say matters, and it can cause things to happen in the spirit, right? No condemnation. Like I thought that I would have another boy, but I have another girl coming. There was something in 1992 that was spoken that caused her to take a strong identity on. I bet you've been
Turn into a demon. It's fun.
Very, right? There's a spirit that made its way in through words that doesn't want you. Are you married yet? That doesn't want you to get married, that wants you to constantly argue and be combative and do things your way. That's a spirit that's causing you to do all of this because of ignorance in 1992. Do you want to be free? Is there anybody you need to forgive?
Myself. For being angry.
You don't want to be angry anymore? Let me see something. That spirit, I command you to come out of her body now. In the mighty name of Jesus Christ. Tell me how you feel.
I feel good.
You feel good?
Yes.
You don't feel angry right now?
I do feel angry.
Who are you?
I don't know.
You're a wicked spirit, and how dare you attack her? The anointing breaks the yoke of bondage. If the anointing is here, the yoke is broken. And there's a lot of saints in this room. There's a lot of angels in this room, so I think you better listen. Now obey the command of the Lord. Y'all always play the same game. No. I know how y'all work. I've been doing this a long time. Come out all the way. You're the strong man. You're living deep down in there, right up in there. I want you to come all the way up and out of her. Stop sending the little demons out. May fire be up on your body. In the mighty name of Jesus. Surrender yourself completely. Yep. Surrender all the way. All the way. Loose your hold. You wicked spirit. She's not yours. Leave her all the way.
What?
That's what the internet is.
What's wrong with you?
I didn't do it. That's the internet.
Wait, did you watch that entire video, or did you just like?
Because it reminded me of my cousin.
Because, okay.
Do you agree? You don't disagree. I see that.
I think that was. We lost people.
Okay, let's see what this one is. This is another.
You don't know what this one is.
I don't know. These are
We're
doom
gonna find
scrolls.
out.
These are
Okay,
doom scrolls.
Oh, all right.
Sitting here just looking like this because have y'all seen the back to school commercials for the kids?
My mom got me the perfect bag for back to school.
These colorful binders help me stay organized. These headphones are just what I need for studying.
These new sneakers are just what I need for the new year.
This jacket is a real must-have.
My parents got me the skateboard I wanted. It's pretty cool.
These scissors really come in handy in art class. These colored pencils too. These new socks, they can be a real lifesaver.
And I finally got my own phone to stay in touch with my mom.
Oh gosh, that's horrible.
It's obviously AI, but what a beautiful use of AI.
Wow.
America. Is it this one? America.
Yeah, you got the right heart, not the black one.
Shut up.
I mean, the sorry.
You're so annoying.
Yeah.
Aren't gonna like this. This is coming out of the New England Journal of Medicine, for the record. It doesn't matter how much money you have. If you live in America, you're gonna die younger and sicker than the rest of the world. A new study from the New England Journal of Medicine found that Americans die earlier across all income levels compared to their European counterparts. What's especially funny is that America's 1%ers are getting outlived by Europe's poorest. I actually love how cunty this article is. It was like not pulling punches. Listen to this. The study, which examined 73,000 people between the ages of 50 and 85 across both the US and Europe, found that Silicon Valley millionaire freak who biohacks his mitochondria or whatever is much more likely to die
That's great.
early compared to some European
other one,
dude who
Brian
eats sausages for
something.
everyone. Love this
Yeah,
writer.
both
Right.
One guess as to why this
Doesn't matter.
is. I feel like some of you might get it, some of you might not. It's socialized healthcare. Duh. But I would like to posit that it's not just what this article pointed out, which is that in a culture, a country where everyone has access to free healthcare, they're more likely to go to the doctor. I would also like to point out that in America, everything is a scam, bitch. It's not just that we can't afford to go to the doctor, it's that we have to be scared that our doctor is going to literally scam us. First of all, they're going to scam us out of shit that we do need. They may try to sell us shit that we don't. They might be giving us medication that they're making commission from, which, by the way, if you don't know this, they get commission for chemotherapy, which is absolutely disgusting. They have big pharma telling them to sell certain drugs, and they make money from it. So we're scared. We're not just scared of the financial portion of the system. We're also scared of the people that are operating the system because they're scumbags a lot of times. And if you're a doctor and you're a good person and you heard me say this, I'm sorry. But I've also met some doctors that were scumbags, and it's unfortunate. It's an unfortunate situation, isn't it? That our country in particular rewards scumbaggery and sociopathy. Anyways, sorry to all the red pill bros who thought that they were gonna like lift weights to get out of this. We're all gonna die young because we live in a shitty country. Cheers.
Yes.
What-
Your
wait.
thoughts and prayers
But-
don't count.
But wait. Okay. We have
Number one in infant mortality,
No,
in
wait,
birth
but-
mortality,
but
in
it's
young
not,
people.
it's
We're number one.
the common denominator. What is the common denominator amongst
Being in
very
America.
wealthy? Yeah, okay, being in America, and amongst very wealthy and
we
very
all eat.
yes, we all eat. It's not the physicians. It's not the drugs. No, that's not the only thing, because there are people that have full access to healthcare that they're still dying earlier than people that have full access to healthcare in Europe. So it's not just the doctors. No, you can't just go, oh, it's the doctors.
When,
and the
when did you
medical
become
system.
a big pharma shill?
What I'm saying is it's the pollution in our water, the pollution in our
Air,
food,
environment,
the pollution in our air,
crops,
pollution in our crops, everything that we're in a soup of. Yes, the drugs.
You cannot
are
buy
for
shampoo
sure-
in this country because it causes hair loss and
right.
cancer.
the-
Allegedly.
all of the products that we put on our bodies
Causes that, allegedly.
gives problems unless we make it ourselves, which you can. You can make all of this yourself. You can
Nobody
make-
has the time to do that. You understand?
Oh,
Because, look,
how long does it take you to make soap?
a long time. I had to learn how to do it.
Okay.
It's more expensive to do it. It's
But you did it once. We're still using it.
Steven, we spent a lot of money on that. It wasn't cheap. You need to understand most people are paycheck to paycheck. They don't have hundreds of dollars to spend making. That's just the soap. Now you got to make the shampoo, the lotion, hair
Oh,
products.
I have a solution.
There is no solution.
No, there's a solution.
What?
What the carnivore MD,
Oh no.
what's his name?
Saladino.
Dr. Saladino. His name sounds like salad, which
Mhm.
is hilarious because he doesn't eat salad.
Okay.
But he he uses baking soda for his soap. He does bathe, but he doesn't use any of these products. He doesn't use any of the hair care products,
Okay,
skin care
look.
products.
First
He
of all,
does look like he's
Steven,
got a
you
lot
have
of leather.
never smelled this guy.
Oh, I have a feeling he's got an aroma that is interesting.
Look, it
Bet
doesn't.
He
It
has
doesn't.
an aroma for
Oh my
sure, and
gosh.
I've come across people like they have an aroma for sure.
Oh my god.
Also, people in Europe, they have an aroma too. By the way,
Well, because they don't have air conditioning, what are they supposed to do?
and
They can't
don't
stop
they don't
sweating.
bathe the same.
If you walk outside in Europe, you don't walk into air conditioning.
I know.
You
but
walk from
they-
no air
they
conditioning
all-
to no air conditioning to no air
The
conditioning.
majority of them that I have come across and I have they have an aroma. It's clingy, it doesn't go away. Fills a room. Yes, they have an aroma.
Okay, let's see what she says.
This sounds like to you. They prefer staying at home. They only have like 1 or 2 people in their lives that they consider like close friends. And they don't really like people in general, which is probably why they like try to avoid crowded places if they can help it. They prefer working alone. They keep detailed notes or like the idea of keeping detailed notes, like a bullet journal. They have at least one hobby that they will get really intense about, even if it's like reading. And people who meet them or know them either think they're great or say they can't get a good read on them because they also like typically tend to be like more quiet individuals. Yeah, who does that sound like to you? Because if
Elon
you
Musk.
said it sounds like you or your partner or your best friend, I was just describing serial killers.
Nice.
There's a lot of people that are.
We are all serial killers, apparently.
No, that's a broad generalization, and we're talking about extreme cases. This is not the same.
All right, just be in denial.
Now, y'all see this comment right here? It says, I was in Hurricane Katrina and my dad had to hide all of us from rescuers because they had rifles on them and pointed at our door. That's some crazy shit. Because remember, right after Katrina happened, they went through and confiscated a lot of people's firearms too. So what they don't talk about on the back end is how many people were unalived and how much stuff was actually looted, as well as the loss of life. It was astronomically high. So the fact that people are finally commenting and stuff like this is important and information that needs to be known and needs to be shared to get out there.
Had your guns, had your kids,
Had your Wi-Fi.
had your Wi-Fi. You should find that video if you can.
Oh my gosh. I don't think I can play that though.
This is something that made me go, As you may know, I have had my insurance license in the state of California for over a decade. And when I was reviewing policies for 2024, I noticed this new exclusion. Look here, this is under exclusions and expenses not covered on a 2024 Cigna health policy. Treatment of an injury or sickness which is due to war, declared or undeclared, riot, or insurrection. This is not typical. This is an insurance policy from United last year for 2023. And the language typically reads like this: what happens with my coverage under extraordinary circumstances? And it says in cases of disaster, epidemic, war, riot, insurrection, that they will do their best to provide the services you need. But now take a look at United's 2024 health insurance policy, another exclusion, T, war. We do not cover an illness, treatment, or medical condition.
I think yours might have that exclusion.
What are we going to do now?
How about queen translates to hussy or prostitute?
Right. The whore of Babylon.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you want to hear something even crazier too? How about, did you ever look at the what is it called? The etymology? How about the etymology of the word cunt? This is crazy, dude.
Country.
It's literally the
No.
exact opposite. So the cunt that everybody gets so up in arms with nowadays, literally it translates. So it comes from cannabula and then into cuntipotent, and then cunicle, cuniculate, and it's all like from the core word of cunt, right? C-U-N-T. Cunt came from the Greek goddess of Kunthis, Kunths, which literally translated to all-powerful feminine magic or divine feminine.
Wow.
So cunt is divine feminine and queen is whore. What ass backwards world are we living in, bro?
So this is someone describing to the HR department why they called the secretary a cunt.
It's like, see, she has feminine magic.
Yeah.
That's what I was referring to. Feminine magic.
Her feminine magic cunt was, she was a cunt. She was a feminine magic.
This is like when I called my sister the F word. And then I said, no, I called her a bundle of sticks. And then my mom, you can't say that. And then they looked it up in the dictionary because they were like, sure, I was lying. And it said a bundle of sticks. And I just called her the queen of a bundle of sticks. That's all I called her. And then they couldn't punish me. And they were so confused.
Yes.
That's why you need to read your dictionaries.
Dictionaries. It's got dick in it. That's why you got to read it.
God. Jesus.
Remember the Challenger explosion that took place in 1986 that tragically took the lives of all 7 astronauts on board. And someone allegedly found almost all of those astronauts alive and well. Now, if you'll notice, they all have the exact same faces 30 some odd years later, the same exact name, and they are the same age.
Now let's focus on Dick Scobie for a second, whose full name at the time of the Challenger mission is actually Francis Richard Scobie. If you don't know, Dick is short for Richard, but we'll get to that. Francis Richard Scobie would be around 75 years old if he were alive today. Now this man, Richard or Dick Scobie, is alive today, and also is currently the age that Francis Scobie would be. Now, if you were to show someone these two photos side by side, they would unquestionably believe that it is the same person, right? I mean, just look at the brow, look at the eyes, look at the nose, look at the little gap in the teeth even. Now, Dick Scobie today currently runs an advertising company called Cows and Trees, and this is their logo. Kind of an interesting choice, wouldn't you agree? As of course, many people are making this comparison.
My God. There's been an explosion. 2,900 feet per second, altitude 9 nautical miles, downrange distance 7 nautical miles.
Now, entertaining the possibility that this is some kind of conspiracy, I'm sure back then they didn't really think that the internet would be around today where people could do this kind of research. So of course they're trying to silence this, as when you try and Google it, you don't get many results. And if you speak out, you get silenced.
I'm gonna have to stop. This is a public comment. I have a direct request that, will you let me finish for at least
No,
10
sir,
seconds?
you're finished.
Thank you for taking away my freedom of speech today in here.
I did not take away your freedom of speech. There's a.
Yes, you did.
I don't want to hear it from you
Just
people
because
down
this
here.
is just because this is an uncomfortable topic.
Officers, please remove this man from the room.
Bam.
Wow.
Bam. See, that's the type of doom scrolling we need. That's the good stuff.
Yeah, we need people that should be dead or not dead. And then people talking about the people that have died but didn't die.
Put a 1 in the chat if the earth is flat. put a 2 in the chat if
it looks like it baked
if
Alaska.
we never went to the moon. put a 3 in the chat if you believe that stuff that they tell you.
Well, you also think, no, we're not going to go there.
Anyways.
We're not going to go there.
Dominance when you're
Wait, hold
helping
on.
people, allegedly, which is why you're exerting your dominance when you're helping people, allegedly, which is why they will accept the help and then seek revenge for the humiliation that you put them through, even though they asked for your help. So yeah, this is how some people operate.
Yes, I've come across those demons.
That's why I'm always telling you, do not help people, especially if they don't ask for your advice, because you're basically exerting your dominance over them.
Well,
It's highly insulting.
I'm gonna consider that when I see an old lady trying to reach for something.
It's different.
And-
It's
and
different.
if
Like
they're
helping.
like,
It's
I'm just
advice.
gonna stand by and
Advice
just
is given
watch.
with words, not like actions.
Or I could
Stop. Oh, look, some good news in the Doom.
Oh no. Skip this one.
You need to see some good news.
Interesting. Everybody knows the general rule of thumb in America is that if you get married, you are 50% likely to have your marriage end in divorce. So why even get married at all? New research has come out for marriage for the last 10 to 15 years in our country that actually shows the trend dramatically reversing. The share of first marriages ending in divorce really peaked for marriages that started in the 1970s. But the lowest divorce rate happened for marriages in the 1950s, a trend that's now being very closely mirrored by the newest marriages in America starting in the 2010s. And the percent of first marriages that are ending in divorce after 10 years are at almost an all-time low since the 1950s in America, with those marriages starting from 2010 to 2012. So the idyllic, romanticized Norman Rockwell painting 1950s marriages in the United States may kind of be a blueprint for the 2010 marriages, even though the marriage rate has been declining substantially. So there's not as many new marriages in the last several decades in the United States. What's really fascinating to me is that our generation still desperately wants to get married in a culture that's demanding you run away from marriage. Newsweek magazine reported last year that more than 40% of Gen Zers are currently involved in serious relationships, and 27% are looking for one, and 93% of Gen Zers say they are interested in marriage if they weren't already in the process of getting married. Maybe now that the doomsday doomed to fail, don't get married because you're statistically gonna fail crowd is being disproven, marriage is a lot more appealing to young people. Do you still want to get married?
Jesus, you guys are terrible.
I can't disagree with it.
Gosh. All right, and this is the last one before we go. So enjoy.
Okay.
Okay, so here we have an interesting image. Obviously, on the left, that's Trump's missus, and on the right, that's Macron's father. Yeah, looking like something out of Coraline, the cartoon. On the left, that looks tasty and nice. On the right, blankety blank. Yeah, well, you just got 3 strikes in a row and I'm out of there. Okay, folks, I think this image clearly shows what we've all been waiting for.
Oh my gosh. All right, so.
You have tortured them so much. Did you enjoy it?
Yes. All right, so what is the end of doom scrolling? There's no way you can escape the doom scroll. We have realized that the algorithms are too powerful. They're too all-encompassing, and there's nothing we could do. So if you're going to be online, you will be doomed.
You don't have to doom scroll. You can just do something. Get out in nature. Look at sky. Get your little toesies.
It's humid outside.
Hug
Stop.
a tree.
I tried to hug a tree once and I got red ants all over me.
Choose a different tree.
It's too hard out there.
Touch a tree.
There's mosquitoes.
Throw some rocks. Skip a stone or two.
Anyways, is there any news that you know about?
You want me to tell you some news?
That's politically not spicy. I'm trying to get monetized.
Okay. Yeah. No. Now I gotta filter everything now. Let's see. No, I can't. I mean, Nothing comes to mind at the moment.
Okay, wonderful.
If it does come to mind, I'll speak up.
You want to tell him how you spilled the coffee? That's fun.
The demons. I didn't see the coffee and it spilled. Yeah, it was not. But the restaurant staff actually came and they were surprised that I was cleaning it up, and then got us new drinks without even asking. Nothing. They just said, "We'll get you new drinks." And he said, "Thanks for helping me clean up." I mean, what? Why would I not help you? That was very odd. Like he was expecting me to just stand off and just watch him clean up, which I suppose in that area, yes, would be understandable. So I'm not.
Anyways, I think we need to go to a nice restaurant tomorrow.
Without the riffraff?
Yeah, because
we can't control the riffraff that come into those places.
I know. That's why I like a restaurant with a reservation. Like you go outside so rarely.
Well, I have reservations about reservations.
Like I need a reservation. I need where you can get a table away from where the tables are not close together.
You're distancing yourself from certain people in the audience.
I don't like children.
Oh,
other
even
people's.
further?
That's fine. They get it, right? Put a 1 in the chat if you don't like sitting next to people too close in restaurants. It's not just a me thing. Why do you want to be? I don't want to.
Okay, but
I don't want to smell other people's breath.
Well, but if you're in like New York and you go to many
Why?
of the restaurants,
First of all, your first problem is you're in New York.
No, they have great restaurants, but
no.
They may
I
have
don't want to be in New York.
close seating, and the restaurants that have been there, a lot of them very close seating. They're like cramming them
I
in.
don't want I need elbow room. I don't like
We got
kids
tiny
running
elbows.
around. No. I can't. No.
Do you like a dinner with a show?
I like a dinner with a show.
Oh, okay.
I like what? What does that mean?
Can there be a stage
with a comedian?
Oh, comedian. Okay. Thinking something else.
Weird.
Dancers.
Yes. See, this is my biggest fear. This and like a child poking me. I told you about the trauma I had. I was sitting at a restaurant and then somebody's kid came up behind me and grabbed me from behind and grabbed my boobs from behind.
That child is still thinking about it today.
It was so freaking traumatic. And I'm just like, and then the mom started yelling at and cursing at me because I didn't like it.
Well, it had happened so many times that she just thinks it's normal, and
she's
most
like,
people
she's
are
like, just enjoy it. It's a child, and I'm like, what the heck are you talking about? And then I'm looking
that was
around.
a madam that was talking.
I'm looking around, and there's like full-grown men sitting with their newspapers. We still had newspapers back then. Newspapers or like their little books and stuff, and they were just hiding, like because they didn't want to get involved. That's the world we live in. So yeah, I want tables that are far away from other people. I'm sorry.
It sounds like you just need to be at home.
But I want to be in a restaurant with a nice view.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. See, we could get like an ocean view.
Yes, we could get an ocean. Yes.
That would be nice.
Then you'd have problems with this, the birds stealing your food, which they do.
When we lived in that apartment, we didn't have problems with birds.
We should go get to know the seagulls again.
Anyways, next week, hopefully Damon will be back from his hip-breaking adventures and he can share with us everything he did. And we will see you all next weekend. I'm going to try to stream during the week. I only need 10 more hours. It keeps going up and down, but it's around 10 to 15. it's around 10 to 15 more hours. And it's just like, it's so close and then so far and so close and so far. And it's just annoying me. So I feel like the only way I can kind of get there is if I stream all the time for some reason, which is like, I have to think of stuff to talk about.
It's horrible. You do talk all the time, but you just have to, this time you have to think about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So if anyone wants to get into the Discord, and has any ideas for topics for during the week, solo stuff, let me know. And I will try to cover random stuff that's going on online. And if there's any drama, let me know. I like a drama. As always, you could put it in, you know, like the videos sections of the Discord. Like, how do I? Where is the invite?
Where am I?
Where's it going on? No, that's not it. Here we go. Okay. Alrighty. So that's it for today. We will see you all next time. I'm going to try to do it during the week. We'll see how it goes. Like, subscribe. Bye.
The old gods whisper with tongues of sin. They crawl through culture to pull you in. Don't be for sale, don't wear their grin. The old are rotten, don't let them win. Eyes and nets and mirrored glass. They promised youth, they cursed your past. You drank the lie with ruby lips, but every toast is one more slip.